Look what I found. I found really, really cheap tickets to Lisbon. I'm going. I took the bus and I'm at the city center of Lisbon. I just paid €2. The taxi wasn't even needed. I went to Lisbon in Portugal to find out the quality of life, living expenses and opportunities. I asked questions to Christian and Julia.
Is it easy to find jobs?
It's not easy to find jobs.
And of course, I also went to explore the city. My hostel was clean, it was 15 minutes away from the center and affordable. This is my grocery shopping. It cost me €25 and this is only for 3 days. I'm going to show you a few spots of Lisbon. I'm going to meet Christian to ask a couple of questions about living costs and life in Lisbon.
Hi guys, I'm Christian.
How long have you been living in Lisbon?
It's almost 3 years.
Pros and cons of living in Lisbon.
Foreigners are welcome in the city, then I think is a pro. Nice city, very friendly. Disadvantage, I think, touristic traps in the center, like restaurants or pubs. Sometimes if you don't know Portuguese, you can have some obstacles with the bureaucracy, the administration. Then you need Portuguese speaker that can help you.
Is Lisbon an expensive place to live?
Lisbon is not very expensive comparing with other capitals in Europe, because if you calculate your expenses, place to stay, food, leisure time and activities, you don't spend a lot of money.
What job opportunities does Lisbon offer, and is it easy to find jobs?
Yeah, it's very easy to find a job. There are several companies here around Lisbon, also multinationals. Many people work in the call center, for example, bank, as engineer, as architect. Then the city offers many opportunities if you have a good curriculum behind you.
What's the minimum wage?
Here the minimum wage is around 630. The average is a bit more, around €800 per month. If you work for a good company, you can earn more than €1,000.
If someone wants to live in Lisbon, in Portugal, do you what like websites? What are a few websites where people can search for houses to rent?
Facebook groups. This is one way, but sometimes some companies they provide accommodation in the packed salary. There is a website, Uniplace, that can help you for a room, but you pay a fee. And also there are private, could be agency or private people. Personally, I help many people. I give a rent for foreigners here in Lisbon.
His contact is in the description below. You were saying about non-existent contracts and the landlords and landladies sometimes throw people away. Can you tell us more about that?
If you are foreigner, for example, Erasmus student, you could have some troubles with the landlords because many houses here are rent without contract to pay less taxes, of course. Careful with this and go just to places with regular contract, for example.
Are universities in Portugal free?
Here you pay, not of course the price in England, but if you have some difficulties, if you are poor, the government could support you.
Is Lisbon a safe place to live?
Yeah, definitely. People here are very friendly and nobody disturb you. There are not crimes or problems in the city. Comparing with other European capitals, then definitely is safe.
Is Lisbon multicultural? And also, are there vegetarian, vegan, halal options?
The city is very multicultural. There are specific areas in the city that people, cultures live together. Around the city you can feel this spirit also because many foreigners come here as freelance. Portuguese people are not living in the center. And regarding food options, yeah, there are several places where you can find any kind of food.
How is the economy in Lisbon, Portugal in general?
Yeah, Portugal is a weak country. It's not big also comparing with Spain, Italy, UK for example, and is a bit nationalist country. The economy is weak. They are clever because they spend money in tourism. Tourism is a solid part of the economy, and for this reason Portugal is increasing in the last 10 years.
Are you happy here in Lisbon?
Yeah, definitely. The weather, the temperature are good. Sunny days almost every day of the year. So if you like nature, if you like go to the ocean, do surf. Also the urban life is very nice.
Can you tell me about the public transportation in Lisbon? Like, is it punctual? Is it expensive? Cheap? How much is a single ticket, for example? I think I asked you too many questions.
If you are resident here, you can use, for example, this card, Lisboa Viva. Monthly price for this ticket is €40. I recommend to do the card the first days of the month. If not, for example, do the card on 25 of the month and you will enjoy only for few days remaining in the month. Then do the card the first days.
It's 14 degrees here in Lisbon. I don't even know why I'm wearing a coat. It's not cold at all. How long have you been living in Lisbon?
I've been living in Lisbon for 5 years now.
Is it easy to find jobs?
It's not easy to find jobs. The best jobs people like students and not students can find is like a job in tech, which are sometimes well paid, hospitality and services, because like tourism is quite high. The main job opportunity in Lisbon, it's from call centers, so customer service. There's a lot of people that comes here to start a new life and go and work for customer services, which are usually not well paid.
Is Lisbon an expensive place to live?
Rental are very expensive, became more and more expensive because there's a lot of requests. Eating outside, if you want to eat like Portuguese, is not so expensive. Yeah, schooling, it's expensive, and the further you go out from the center, the cheaper it gets.
How are people in Lisbon? Are they friendly? Are they rude?
I think they're just friendly, usually very, very friendly.
What are the pros and cons of living in Lisbon?
The weather is amazing all the whole year round. The nature outside of Lisbon is amazing. There's the river, the sea, the ocean. It's quite cold, but still like very enjoyable, like 7 months a year. The cons are like local wages are very low. I don't think Lisbon and Portugal is a very progressive country. There's a lot lot of social problems in terms of high class, low class. The wages is one of the the problem that comes with it. And the biggest problems like the energetic poverty. Houses are now well isolated, so in winter it's colder inside and then outside. There's no central heating, especially during pandemic. People have been suffering a lot. They figure out it's cold, and usually it's also very damp. So like there's mold and there's like ventilation problem. Another problem is like Portugal is not well connected with rest of Europe aside from our airport, because it's like so in the west of Europe, and because the train don't go well between Portugal and Spain. It's very difficult to go somewhere else in Europe besides with the airplanes, and especially for like progressive people that don't want to rely on airport transportation, that can be kind of a problem.
Do you mind sharing your living costs?
My video stopped recording. It's 3,000 euro a month as a family. So that includes rent, grocery shopping, and school for her kids, which is kind of expensive there in Portugal.
What about the healthcare system?
Public healthcare, it's free and it's available for everyone that reside in Portugal. It has like very long wait lists sometimes, and even like going to the doctor can take longer. And there's a very big shortage of family doctors, so a lot of people don't have the family doctor.
Do you have enough nurses in Lisbon?
Even if there's like enough nurses, they are not paid well, and also doctors are not paid well enough.
And I guess they also go and live abroad.
So there's actually a lot of Portuguese there since like the crisis in 2008 and decided to move abroad. A lot of people had left because of the poor wages and the poor working conditions.
How do you move around?
So I use like bus a lot, but I also use a lot like bike sharing and scooter sharing. But I love to bike. I actually have my helmet here.
Would you recommend people to live in Lisbon?
As a mother, so for families, I think it's not the best place, not the most family friendly one because of many things. What I don't like about Lisbon is getting more and more expensive, especially with kids.
You said you lived in Denmark. Which country have you preferred, Portugal or Denmark?
So despite living in Lisbon and being happy about it, like my heart is still in Denmark. I think Denmark is like a very progressive place, especially to raise children. I think Denmark is amazing for like his quality life, public services, and especially for the fact that it's very family friendly. While in Lisbon, there's like long working hours and kids stay in school very long because work-life balance is kind of non-existent.
Lisbon is a cheap place to live. People don't earn that much. In fact, the salary is low, and because of that, the cost of living in Lisbon is low. The country is considered as poor. Despite that, people are friendly and they socialize. It's multicultural. It's not like in London where people are busy going to work and going back home. People here socialize, they hang out, they have fun. They live the moment. They value family and friends. One thing I forgot to mention is that Lisbon is a pretty city, but personally I don't see myself living here.